everybody, my name is Jorge Travieso. I'm going to be talking about the collaborative platform version 5.0. This is our introductory video, and we want to explain the details of our work during the semester. My teammate is Adrian Alfonso. He's here with me to talk about this project. Our project owner is Mr. Juan Caraballo. So let me go ahead and talk to you about the collaborative platform. So the collaborative platform is a web application that allows mentors and mentees collaborate in a shared environment where they can post questions that we call tickets, and then the mentors can go and talk and can go and help the mentees solve the questions that they have, solve the problems. So basically, it's a way it allows mentors and mentees to collaborate in a mutual space. So the current problem that we're having is that students, we did this because students are lacking of a reliable source for answering questions related to their classes or projects. A student may rely on several internet sources, often unreliable and inaccurate and incomplete. There is a difficulty matching the correct mentor to the right question, and then the lack of a standard way of communication for answering questions.
So the current system has several problems. The version that we have, it's already implemented, but we have the user of the system normally don't interact very well together. They have to exchange message back and forward, and it's very difficult. Very difficult to set up meetings. The schedule doesn't fit together, and they have different ways to set up the meetings, so it's a mess. In other hand, there is no reporting tools for the administrator to measure the system and say, okay, the tickets are being reported on time. The mentor, I have the mentors that I need. There is no reporting at all, and it's very difficult for him to know if the system is doing well, the mentees are having the answer that they need. So we bring the solution for those problems. The first solution is the collaborative tools, that is going to be a platform where the mentees and mentors can establish a video conference interaction, such as seeing their face in the computer, built in the system, and they can interact with tools like screen sharing, chats, and drawing in the screen with the whiteboard. Also, that's the collaborative tools. We are going to provide as a solution for the problems that we have, the administrative reports. You can provide reports of tickets, mentees, mentors. That's reporting for the admin. He can pull the data and analyze the data. And we're going to have an utilization dashboard for evaluating the status of the system, and seeing how is the system doing, how many mentors do I have, how many tickets has been unanswered, things like that. For this solution, we're proposing the following project plan. We're going to use the Scrum methodology of doing several sprints of the software, and giving a functional piece of software on each sprint, and all the documentation and pieces of the documentations and software testing are going to be done in each sprint.
So we wanna each one of us wanted to talk about the user stories they worked during the sprints for the semester, during the 5 sprints that we did. The first one is the first thing that we worked on was to schedule the video conference, whether it is from on demand meaning right now, ahead of time, meaning that we want to schedule a video conference for a future date, or also how to schedule a video conference from a ticket. There is also, we worked then in creating allowing many users to join a video conference where they can collaborate. They can see each other, and then they can access the other tools such as screen sharing, using a whiteboard, and chat inside the video conference. They can collaborate. Besides that, we added the feature to where the user can invite more people to a video conference that's already scheduled, and then how does the user accepts or rejects a video conference, and how does the video conference creator can cancel that video conference.
So in the reporting side, we have the following user stories. We can pull mentee reports. We can allow the administrator to pull mentor reports. We can allow the administrator to pull ticket reports. By the way, all these reports are going to be available only to the administrator for his use. We also have pulling new tickets. That's a special report that is going to output a chart where the administrator can see that chart and make projections on the reports. It can analyze the data quantitatively, and so it's going to have several reports: new ticket reports, closed ticket reports. On average, how long does a mentor has to respond? On average, how long does the ticket is from open to close? How many tickets are unanswered? How many tickets are closed? How many tickets are open? How many tickets are currently open? We're going to have also the administrator is going to have also for each of those reports a detailed counterpart where he can see the details of those reports and pull the actual tickets of those reports in order to validate or simply pull the tickets that they correspond to that reports.
So here is the use case model for the collaborative tools. Here we can see the detailed names of these use cases. There's a whiteboard, joining the video conference, inviting more people, sharing the screen, the scheduling parts, and then the accept invitation and canceling invitation, canceling a meeting. So these are how they use cases.
On the reporting piece, we're gonna have the mapping of the user stories into use cases. We're gonna have again pull mentee reports, pull mentor reports, pull ticket reports. That's gonna be simple reports, but we're gonna have more complex reports such as new tickets statistics that are going to give you about the statistics of the new tickets and amounts in a way of a chart. Pull new tickets statistics, and we're going to have the counterpart of each of those use cases that are going to give you the details of the report. I forgot to mention that we also had a user story that is going to be an actual use case again, that is called pull mentee frequent subdomains that actually gives you the most common subdomains that are used by mentee. For example, it's a report where it's going to tell you, okay, Java is very frequent. It's the most frequent subdomain type of question answer, and it's going to tell you, okay, you should find mentors for Java because that's the most frequent. And it's going to tell you not only that Java is frequent, it's going to tell you that if Java is frequent, then JavaScript is going to be frequent. Things like that. It's going to analyze that based on the data that the system have actually, and it's going to project that.
So we also wanted to illustrate you some of the most important sequence diagrams that we have for the some selected use cases. For example, here is the sequence diagram of how to schedule a video conference ahead of time. Basically, the user will navigate to the create video conference form view. The user will then select the later option in the form. The user will enter the input, which includes the name, the subject. The subject. It will include it will include the notes for the video conference, and then it will include a list of emails that he wants to invite, people that he wants to invite for the conference, and then it will, after submitting, it will trigger the action create, and then the controller will validate, and if the validate is good, it will go ahead and save this meeting entry. It will send invitations, and then it will redirect the user to see the video conference details in another page. The other use case I want to show you is how to share the screen, sharing a screen. Basically, the preconditions for this use case is that the user has to be already on a conference room. The user should have joined the meeting, and then the user will go and then will click the share screen button. It will activate a plugin that will show the user a list of menus, a list of screens that he can select. In many cases, the users have more than one monitor, and the user may have many windows open, so it would allow the user to share a specific window or monitor. The user will share it. We click the screen. We will share the screen, and then the use case will finish when the user clicks the stop sharing button. That will delete this string.
On the reporting side, this is a clear way to represent our architecture that is based on G framework. We have the G framework is an MVC framework that I'm going to explain later. Basically, we have views, controllers, and models, and the user that of these reportings is going to instruct to the view, give me the ticket report and give me the data. So the view is gonna pass that information to the controller. The controller is gonna tell the model, okay, give me that data, and the model is going to return to the controller and say, okay, I have the data, give it to the view if you want, and the controller is gonna do the necessary routing. Is gonna push that data into the view. The same thing for filtering tickets, for sorting tickets by any columns, or by reordering columns. Basically, it's the same model. In any case, the administrator do the change, and the system react the same way. Always going to the controller, to the model, and return back the data. In the case of pulling closed tickets, the interaction is a little bit different. It's basically the same, but a little bit different. The view requests the tickets closed. The controller asks to the model to retrieve the data. The model can do another thing, call another functions and format that data, pass it to the controller as formatted, because in this case we're using Google Charts, and we need to format that data in a JSON format that is gonna be friendly for Google Charts. Again, the controller is gonna pass that data to the view, and the view is gonna be in charge of rendering the chart. Again, the G model is an MVC model view controller. The view is in charge of the presentation. The controller is in charge of routing the connection between the view and the model. and the model is gonna basically be in charge of business logic and the connection between in the connection to the database and pulling data and changing data in the database. The system can be easily deployed. The technology that we are using is free and open source. We can use any operating system, including Windows, but we prefer Linux. We can use Apache as a web server. We are using PHP and MySQL. For processor, we can deploy our system in with 256 megabytes of RAM. We support a 32 bits processor, and there is not too much processing power required for the system, which is good.
So we wanna show you the entity relation diagram for that we worked for the database objects or tables that we worked during this semester. Basically, we worked on the user, the ticket, the ticket objects, and then the ticket entities, and then we created the video conference entity where there is and then there is a video conference invitations, the comment, and then there is a event type for the ticket event. This is how they are. Most of them has some foreign key to the user object, to the user entity. So for the security and privacy, we let the features provided by G help us with the authorization of the user authorization in the system to control what things a user can access, and then we also let G to take control of cross-site scripting prevention. The password hashing is we use a library that does the password hashing for us, and then we follow a secure registration process where any mentor or admin has to follow in order to register in the system will need to be invitated beforehand. Here is a class diagram for the collaborative tools, which I worked on during this semester. You can see there are we have many views depending on the action that the user wants to do: create, view, index, a list of video conference, join the video conference, and invite more users. And then there is the action for the control actions that we add: creating, joining, viewing, indexing, deleting, invite, accept, reject. There is a conference model, and then there is a invitation model, which are related in between with the user model.
On the reporting side, we have the following class diagram. I wanted to highlight in this model that for example, the report mentee, the report mentor, report tickets are model, but those models are based on views in the database, are not based on a table on the database. So the view is loaded with all the fields that I need, and I can search I can pull the report by mentee once, and I don't have to pull anything else. Basically, it brings me all the information that I need for the report. It doesn't have to go get anything else. We distributed the three reports, the three simple reports in three classes, and let them each one do the pulling of the data. And each view and we prepare a respective view for each of the reports. On the other hand, for the utilization dashboard, that is going to be a dashboard where we display amounts of of tickets closed, tickets created, different quantitative data. We have one controller that handles all the type of requests, all type of requests. That can be any of all of the reports requesting that, and we have the model that is gonna be formatting and pulling the data from the database, and preparing the data to be rendered by the client, by the view, and it's gonna provide that data formatted to the controller, and the controller is going to pass it to the views. We have two views. One is for displaying the chart, the chart representation. We're going to have the chart with numbers, and we at any time we can switch between the chart and the raw data, and see the data behind the chart. So the controller has to know which report is pulling, and route to the correct view accordingly.
So we wanted to talk to you about one of the most important algorithms um, that we worked on this in this semester is the joining a video conference, right? So there are 2 points of view for this algorithm. Basically, there is the invitee and then the moderator or the meeting owner or the meeting creator, right? So the the invitee basically will go navigate to the video conference room. You will click. He or she will click the join button. Then we'll wait until the moderator opens the room. He will get stuck there. Basically, once the room is open, the connection exists, then the invitee will start sharing her resources, meaning the webcam, the microphone, and then that's when he or she actually joins the conference. In the moderator side, basically, he will go navigate to the video conference room, click the open button, start sharing his resources, then he will start the video conference room. After that, all the invitees can join the conference. So we want to also to touch 2 use cases. Want to present you 2 test cases. The first one is testing when the video conference is scheduled ahead of time. We want to test that it can be scheduled, right? So the user should be authenticated and have navigated to the video conference before this can happen. To the video create form, right? And then the user will enter the later option, enter the meeting subject, date, time, notes, enters many invitees and emails which should exist in the system. Once it submits this form, then the expected output is that the invitations have been successfully sent. The actual output for this is the invitations have been successfully sent. But then we have a rainy day case where the user does the same but invites a wrong email address, meaning that the email address is either wrong or doesn't exist in the system. In this case, the expected output is the email does not appear in our record, and the actual output is that the email address does not appear in our records. And then both tests pass with these conditions, right?
So in the case of the reporting, we need the reports to be as accurate as possible. We need to put the data, and if we pull, give me the closed tickets that are like the closed tickets. We need those tickets to be closed. We cannot have tickets that are not closed. So we prepare test data, a data set for different scenarios. In this case, we prepare a data set with 10 tickets and prepare one of them closed, and we pull the report and filter by the tickets closed, and we were supposed, based on the data set that we passed, remember 10 tickets and one of them closed, we should have one ticket closed, and the expected result was one ticket closed. So that's on the accuracy part. On the security part, we needed to test the security because all those reporting are accessible only to the administrator. So we created a new test case where the user logs in as as MNT, or someone that is not administrator, and automatically puts a new URL pulling that correspond to pulling the report mentee, and the system should display a page saying that the user does not access right to put that report, and the expected and the actual output for that report was that the user didn't have rights, so the security did work.
So let's go ahead and show a quick demo of the main features that we implemented this semester. First, let me log in as a regular user of the system. So let's say that when I log in, this is my dashboard as a regular user, and then when I go to the video conference tab up here, I can see a list of today's video conferences, upcoming meetings, and past meetings. These meetings are all the meetings that are marked yellow. It means that their status is cancelled, and this is a nice way to show that they're cancelled. So, for example, I wanna go ahead and cancel this meeting because it's all. But now I wanna create a new one to test the system, right? So I go and say testing meeting. I want to do it for now, so it means that it's going to be scheduled from today for today. And this I have the option to specify the date and time. I can type in the note meeting. We want to. So let me go ahead and invite my friend Adrian. I can invite more people if I want. I want to invite the admin. So let me go ahead and create the meeting. Schedule it. So the meeting has been scheduled. And now my friend can join the meeting after I join. I'm gonna go ahead and join first. Since I am the moderator, I have the option to open the meeting. He will have to wait for me and to join to open the meeting so that he can join. So you can see he's received my email. He received my email, and he's actually joined the video conference with me. I can draw on the screen. I can draw on the screen my name, and then he can. he's typing at the same time, so he's actually drawing on the screen. We can work on these things. I can chat with him if I want to. I can actually listen him, but we don't want to do it because we are in the middle of a demo. So I can say, hello, Adrian. This is. So you saw that he has replied to my message. He's actually talking to me. I can go ahead and I want to share the screen with him. I want to go ahead and share the presentation with him because so that he sees it. So he can see my presentation demo. You see, I can go and navigate to the title, to the user stories, and he's seeing the live recording of my screen. So he's actually replying to me. So this is the collaborative tools. Also allows users. I can go ahead and invite another user if I want to. I can invite my mentor if I want to, or I can invite anybody that I want to invite. So thank you. Now Adrian is gonna present.
On the reporting side, we need to log in as an administrator. So let me log in first as an administrator, and we see that a new menu appears here that calls reports. With that menu, the administrator can pull different type of reports. We can pull mentors and say, okay, let me filter those mentors that I call Masood, and let me do it wrong. So basically, the filter is working. Let me pull those mentors that are project mentor, and you can see the data. Basically, this report has a lot of columns. You can scroll it and see all the columns, all the columns that you need. You can filter it. You can sort it. So I'm sorry. You can filter it while filter it. Everything powered by G. The same story for mentee. The actual report is gonna have a list for the mentees. We can sort, we can filter by any data that we have. We can sort again, and the same thing is gonna be for tickets. Sorry, wrong ticket. You can sort, you can filter by status. That will be the most important filter, and you can scroll to see all the data of the ticket, even the question. On the other hand, we have another report, another engine of reporting that is called Utilization Dashboard. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the first report. For example, we can pull tickets created. All those, by the way, all those tickets behave the same. Let me pull tickets created by date. Sorry. And we're gonna have a chart with the amounts of tickets that has been created over the time. We can pull the tickets created by year, and it's gonna aggregate all those amounts into the year that we have. I can go ahead and say, okay, I don't want the chart view. I want to see the data behind the chart, and you can say, okay, let me see the details, and it's going to pull the tickets that represent those details. You can go ahead and say, okay, I want the tickets created by year that are assigned to John Doe. You can see that only one ticket appears. I mean, you can change all the filters. You have a lot of filters. Many more can be implemented. This engine is very extensible. You can implement new reports, new filters, new second dimensions. You can say, okay, tickets created by subdomain, and again apply filter and see the data in another way. So let me go ahead and pull another report. Let me say, okay, let me put the average ticket duration by mentee, and we're gonna see that the ticket for this mentee has been alive for 33 hours on average. We can say, okay, I want to see on average how long does a mentor last to answer. I'm gonna go ahead and put it by assigned mentor, and I can see that the mentor Steven Sanabria lasts for 67 hours on average. He takes to answer a ticket 67 hours. I can go ahead and say, okay, I want the tickets currently open by mentee, and I can say that I have 6 tickets that are currently open and hasn't been resolved. The same I could say, okay, let me see the tickets that are currently unanswered. Again, by mentee, I have 1 that is currently open, but 5 that hasn't received answer at all. So that's it. This engine is very powerful, and we hope that is very useful to the administrator. On the other hand, we can put another report that is called frequent mentee subdomains, where we can see the most common type of question that a mentee can ask. In this case, we have the order of the report matters. In this case, the report is telling me, okay, JavaScript is the most common question that mentees ask on average, the most frequent question. And by the way, not only is the most frequent, if you have question on JavaScript, it's very probable that cell division is going to be very frequent as well. So that the report is doing a data mining query that is telling you association mining and putting frequent items that I pulled together, and it's telling you, it's giving suggestion to the administrator, okay, go ahead and go find mentors on JavaScript because JavaScript is very popular subdomain, and you should have mentors on that can answer those types of questions. So that will be all. Thank you so much. That's it. Thank you.